Here we go. All right. Hello. We are just hopping on live for lunch. A whole lot of y'all work from home. I'm a hater. I'm an actual hater of that because I wish I could do it. I did work from home virtually 1 year. It was the COVID year. I did get to do it then. And I will say my house was the cleanest it's ever been, the neatest, that I was the most organized, all the things. Doctor's appointments, everything was on top. So shout out to you people who work from home. I'm acting like I do today. Speaking of acting, I may or may not be acting like I'm drinking because I don't know what's going to come out of my face. I'm almost nervous. I get on these lives, and next thing I know, I'm confessing my whole soul, telling you about when I stole bubble gum as a little 5-year-old. Why? Why do I do that? I don't know. Well, hello. How are you today? 50 plus. I love that. Hello. Mm. Take a sip. I've done a few lives, but I'm still nervous about them, probably because I talk too much and I tell too much business. But hello, and thank you for joining me. I don't even have much to talk about lately. I have very little going on in my life, and I kind of like it like that. Very little. Still doing my dating shenanigans, going out. Had a nice little Christmas. How was y'all's? How did Christmas? Hey, Shell. How was Christmas for all of you? Mine was nice. I did the granddaughter thing early in the morning. She opened her gifts. That was good. And then I went over with friends. The Chiefs played football that day and won. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We saw somebody y'all may or may not have heard of, Beyonce. We saw that concert. I will say, I called it a concert because that's what it felt like. I don't know how it was, but she just kept moving and moving. I know she started off in the tunnel and came out. She must have came out by the locker room, child. But all that moving that she did, I'm like, how did she put 1,000 yards on a football field? It's 100. Last time I checked, it was like 100. Now all that moving and stuff she did, it was a good performance. I may not have liked all the songs. I'm scared of people in the beehive. So I'm gonna say I just may not have liked all the songs, but I definitely enjoyed the concert. Let me put my little glasses on here. All right. Hey, Serena, good to see you. Hey, Kimberly, I hope you had a great Christmas. Christmas was very nice. Yours should have been nice for all that running around you had to do getting ready for Christmas. She does vlogs as well as Shell. For anyone watching, we've got Dina Shell and Zarina Elizabeth. I'm going to go for Miss Yo-Yo's Finds in Style 50 Plus must also too. If you do have a channel, please make sure you list your stuff in the comments. But oh yeah, Zarina, you about ran me raggedy just watching you. I was tired for you. I was like, oh, bless her heart. All I did pretty well. I did do some gifts. I bought some artsy things. My granddaughter is now starting to get into art. She is she's the most awesome little personality. I'm not saying that because I'm her grandmother, but she goes from playing with her Barbies and dinosaurs together to now she's going through a more girly phase, and now she's kind of artsy. So just watching her grow and develop and see what kind of person she's going to be, I love it. I love watching it. So we'll find out. But I got her some art projects, little things. She can make wind chime stuff to put in her windows. Then I gave her a gift card. Somebody told me gift cards are not a good idea, especially kind that you can get loose. I heard, I don't know how true it is, but apparently people get those cards, they get the serial number off of it. And so now they have ownership of the card to some degree, but then they put the card back on the shelf at the store so that suckers like you and I can go buy the gift card. And when we upload the money on there, they immediately take it and spend the money online. What? Like, and I'll tell you, I have bought a gift certificate. I can't remember where it was to. It could have been Bath and Body Works or something for my daughter before. And when she took it into the store, it didn't work. So I thought, is that what happened to me then? That was a couple of years ago. You would think they'd get more sophisticated and can beat that somehow. But we hope she get her stuff from her little Five and Below store that she loves so much. You heard that also? Yeah, I'm new to hearing that, but gift cards used to be my thing. Not only that, but I like getting them for Texas Roadhouse and all the restaurants that I eat at because I'll buy gift cards for myself. Here, let me give you a couple of budget tips. If you're cheap like me, this might work. So 2 things that I do. Let's say you go to, let me think of some restaurants. What's the hamburger joint? I can't even think of it. Red Robin. So let's say you like Red Robin, you like Texas Roadhouse, you like whatever restaurant you know. If your birthday, my birthday happens to be on the third day of the month, but that doesn't matter. At Robin, my birthday is January 3rd. At Texas Roadhouse, my birthday is February 3rd. At another restaurant, my birthday is March 3rd. So I'm always picking the third of the month because I can remember that. That's my actual day. So why do I do the different months? Because all those restaurants give you a free meal that day. And to me, it's too stressful trying to eat all those different meals in my actual birthday month. But if I spread it out January, February, March, and so on throughout all these restaurants, then every single month, I've got an excuse to take myself somewhere to get something to eat. Would I call it an actual date? Not really. I'm just going to grab a bite to eat. But honey, who don't like a free meal? I do, I do, I do. So that to me is a pretty good tip. Another one I do too is I like to buy gift cards around this time of year because if I buy a $50 Texas Roadhouse gift card, they give me another $10 free. Doesn't sound like much, but here's what's tea. I spend $50 at Texas Roadhouse sometime at some point in the year anyway. So why would I not want a free $10? You know what I mean? Like that just makes sense. So I spend that $10 first because that little bonus money they give you always expires within a set time frame. Like they give you 30, 60 days maybe. So you always spend that immediately. Oh, maybe a cocktail or whatever you want. But I don't know. That's just me. For the free, everything is good. Mm-hmm. Woo, I get thirsty doing these lives. And like I said, I got my plausible deniability here. And it's a little early. Let me tell you, it's actually a little early for me to be drinking. So I probably don't have wine in there. But if I start confessing some things and saying stuff about my job that I hadn't ought to say, then yeah, girl, it was definitely weighing up in here. That's what made me say it. And those things may or may not be true. Mhm. But I just wanted to pop on and be nosy and see what it's like. I call myself working from home today since I'm out. I really, when I'm out for my breaks, I say that I'm collecting welfare checks. I don't know why. Somehow in my family, I think my mother started that. She was like, "Oh, you're just sitting back collecting welfare checks over the summer, huh? Oh, if that's how you want to look at it, I worked to the bone throughout the school year, but yep, yep." And then it just carried. Y'all see where I've been putting up my stuff? I put up my sconces over here. I'm gonna tell you, they're hanging on by a wing and a prayer. I didn't put them up as well this time, and I put up my same. Anybody who's been with me for a little while, you all know these are the same. I don't know, wall things that I had at my other place. They look crooked on here, but I swear they're straight. I have both of these trees, but those trees are only there because I've got my Christmas tree up. I think I'm going to leave them there and get another tree for the living room. So that's what I'll do. Yeah, I think I kind of like it. And let me showcase it here and now, my little bench that I got off of Temu. Y'all said it was safe. So I went on Temu and ordered this little bench. It's got storage in it. Oh, I love it. And I got it for the low. It's cheap. Has a little storage. I was about to lift it and I remembered, oh, I got my glass on there. Please don't lift it and spill my glass stuff. But yeah, that is my Temu bench. I think it cost me a whopping 100 and maybe $50, something like that. But everywhere else, I went to Wayfair, I went to Amazon, I went to all kinds of other places looking for this bench, and it was no less. I don't think I found it any cheaper than 300 some odd dollars, almost $400. And it's sturdy. I was sitting on it the last time I did my live, but I've started a video, and I don't know what has gotten into me lately because y'all, I usually film, and then from the time I film to the time I post is only a couple of days. But that video is sitting and old. I've been busy, Christmas and everything else, and then I haven't been consistently filming as much as before. And it feels like once I get out of the habit, it's a mess. But I like this bench. It's super bright yellow. I'm not crazy about my curtains because if you know, then you know these windows are super high. So I got these old high water curtains, but you can't really tell. And then I got the two on the end from Walmart. They were cheap. I got both of those for like 20 bucks. The one in the middle I've already had, but they are high water because they need to be 96 inches and they're only 84. We're going to make that work. That's all we gonna do. Let's see. Same. When I take a break, it's hard to come back. Mm-hmm. Yes. Ugh, oy vey. But that's what's been going on. I need to not take a break. I need to work on being consistent because at one point I wasn't on YouTube for like 4 months. Shout out to my people who were still there when I came back. I was like, I know they ain't gonna watch. I know they're not. And then even now, even as I've been consistent, I always find that there are some people who are on and then unsubscribed and da-da. And I'm not a big fan of unsubscribing. Like you got to go through some serious effort. So I'm like, what exactly have I said that would make someone unsubscribe? I mean, I'm not denying I said something, but it don't usually be personal. So what have I said that would make someone unsubscribe? And then after a while, it was just like, you know what? They weren't my tribe, so it's all good. So speaking of not my tribe, and it's all good. Let me take a sip of whatever this is. We're just gonna stick with that. Mhm. Y'all, I have found myself dumped again. And I never mind being dumped. I need to take more of that attitude on my subscribers because at first it used to be like, dang, what now? But I absolutely never mind being dumped. It's the craziest thing. I was talking to a guy just very briefly, and he was just talking about how the dating field has leveled out. And I was like, leveled out? What does he mean? He said every red flag word, red pill term that you could think of other than high value and all of that stuff. But he was just saying that, women and men, it used to be a thing like this. And, women were kind of here in terms of men pursuing them and going after them and things like that. But now they've gone through some things. They've got a few miles on them, some kids and stuff. And, they've gotten divorced. They might have gotten bitter and things like that. And you just find that now, men are more so being pursued. We've been building ourselves up and getting established. And I was like, in what world is that actually true? And so I'm enjoying, the meal. I'm gonna finish that. But I was just like, where is that possibly true? So after he said all that he had to say, because I'm one of those people, I'm gonna let you talk it out. I hope that you can hear how dumb you sound, but I guess he didn't. And so finally I was like, none of what you just said is true. None of that resonates with me. It just sounds like you're choking on a red pill. What that's just crazy to me. No, in what world is a woman ever going to pursue a man? I don't care if he does have money. And I said, I think a lot of times, and this is very true in my humble opinion, but I think a lot of times people really confuse net worth with personal value or personal worth. It's just not the same. So, yeah, I'm a lowly paid school teacher, but I still think I'm a high value woman. I'm still not going to settle, especially for somebody. I mean, and physically was doing it. Like, I'm not saying this just to illustrate it for you all. He was actually doing the hand motions and everything because I guess I'm too slow to understand without the visual. But I was like, no, I 100% disagree. It was another one of those times where you can't do nothing but be glad that you're in your own car. Ladies, I highly recommend. Don't, I mean, it's nice. It sounds all fairy tale to have him pick you up and stuff, but you got to drive yourself so you can drive yourself home alone, as was the case for me. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, not your average first lady. You on lunch with me? Hey, that's what I was hoping. Then we step in and do some lunch. You don't know nothing about this dating stuff. She is married to her pastor husband. And again, friends, please make sure if you have a channel, put your name and all that in there so you can shout yourself out. I keep saying that. I believe Google has plenty of money for everybody, and I want everybody to win. Hey, Tanya, another one. Good seeing you. She's an at-home woman too, a lady of leisure, as I call it. Me, I'm just collecting this welfare check for another week, and then I'm back at work. And then I don't even know when my spring break is. Have not planned anything for spring break. She's not on here now, but there's another small content creator. Her name is Tanya Melissa. She is actually planning a trip for women 50 plus, or actually, I should say, she is planning a trip for content creators 50 plus, if anyone's interested in that. Skip on over to her channel. It's Tonya, I'm sure, Melissa, Tanya Melissa. I got a lot of nerve. Ain't that nervy? Somebody planning a trip and I'm inviting other people. But listen, she did it on her channel. So it's not like she emailed me. Like she legit did it on her channel. So I don't feel so bad there. It's going to be a local trip. And by local, I just mean stateside. It won't be an out of the country thing. As is true for most of us, you start getting up in years, your parents have certain illnesses. Like for me, that's part of why it's hard for me to plan something far out because I don't know if my mother will need me or things like that. So I don't know. It says, hey girl, hey. Oh, I want to go. Hey, look it up. I'm telling you. I think that's going to be a trip. I think that's going to be a trip. At one point, I was thinking about women in the 50 plus club doing a video, and like we would just have a fan or something, and you would think of one piece of advice. If you could talk to your younger self, what's a piece of advice that you were offered? And just kind of fan out, and then the fan would maybe go toward the camera, and when you pull back, it would be the next content creator, or we would introduce, like I was saying, I'm turning it over to Tanya. And, like I thought that would be a cute video and everyone would just have to premiere it at the same time. So it would be several of us giving a piece of advice, but we all just put it up at the same time. That way, no one is benefiting off of someone else without that person benefiting too. Let's see. Hi, Anastasia. How are you? Yeah, see where I chipped my glass? I'm so mad because I always hand wash. I guess it would have been worse if I put it in the dishwasher. But hopefully Ross will have another one for sale on the low. We'll see. But yeah, that was a video idea that I kind of toyed with. But I love her content creator trip. Let's see, I have the perfect piece of advice for my younger self. Let me know when and where. Okay, I'm with it. If I find some more people who are interested in it, it would probably be like 10 or so. And if we all just did 2-minute tops, then we'd all have a 20-minute video for us to upload. And it would be a way to just kind of shout out fellow content creators. In my mind, it would be people with this subscriber count of up to, and then we figure out a cutoff for it. Just kind of a fun way to pass it on. I've seen where people have done different challenges before and answered different questions before, but I have not seen that before. So I think that would be good. And for me, it's the 50 plus club. That's what I would want. But that doesn't mean content creators couldn't do a 40 to 49, 30 to, you know what I mean? Just whatever your decade is, that could be a decade's challenge. Let's see, we used to do something like that back in the OG YouTube days. No kidding. See, and I don't know that. If there are people who don't know, okay, so I'm not just new to YouTube as a creator. I'm new to it as an understanding that, wait, this ain't just a how-to. This is actually for entertainment. I legit did not know. I've only in like the last 2 years been watching YouTube and knowing that people are vlogging, people are da-da-da. Had no idea. I knew it was a how to put on makeup. It was a how to, like for me, I used to do it for kitchen stuff, how to do cabinets or line shelves and all of that. That's what I used to know YouTube for. So it's surprising to me. Like people talk about OG Jackie Aina. Yep, I knew there was a Jackie Aina who taught you how to put on makeup. But as far as like vlogging and Aaliyah was new to me. Come to find out the girl been on there for years doing her thing. But I didn't watch the how-to makeups because y'all see I'm not that big on makeup. And even when I wear makeup, I don't wear a whole, like I've never done a beat face. One day I say I'm going to try. I'll have to watch somebody's how to do the cut crease and I don't have a clue. Would not know. I see my eyebrows could stand to be filled in, but I do not know how to do that either. I wouldn't know how to do it accurately. I've seen it where like they do the crisscross this and the draw it in and fill. It looked like a whole lot to me. So nope, I've never done it. Let's see. Yeah, I started watching YouTube back around 2011. Oh, when you were going, yep. And I did see some hair videos, but again, it was a how to do hair. But as far as vlogging and a day in my life, like is that as old as 2011? That part I do not know. I have no idea if vlogging, as we know, vlogging today, my hair is a mess, y'all. It's so rainy and humid and all the things. It was straighter before, but now it's just curling up. It's a roller set. So there's that on that. Let's see. You've been here since Aaliyah. Okay. But has she been doing lifestyle or was it I swear, I think she started just doing makeup and I just didn't really watch it. Let's see, 2009, they did not have vlogs. Ah, okay. So I ain't as old as I thought because I don't know how old vlogging is. But once I started watching, I was like, what? Wait, huh? That's how people are living. That's what people are doing. But then, even then, I still didn't see too many people my age. Even as I type it in now, I can even type in the words black 50 plus vloggers and I still don't get too many names that pop up. But as I watch some, I get some more recommendations or feeds on there. So, and that's how I found a lot of the people that I found. I'm guessing that's how they found me. And in fact, I didn't used to put the 50 plus on there, but I literally started putting it in there so people would understand. Because some of the things that were happening, like when I first started doing YouTube, I would get emails from young ladies about relationship advice and stuff like that. And I was like, well, this ain't that. I don't necessarily want to be into that. Plus, I feel like people were asking me things thinking that I would be quick to say, "Oh, you need to leave him. You need to." But that's not my mindset. I am divorced, but I strongly believe in doing all that you can to save your marriage. If it's a happy and healthy marriage. As soon as it's unhealthy, that's when I'm saying exit stage left. And I feel like a marriage is going to have peaks and valleys. So you're going to have happy points, low points. Don't go asking some bitter broad when you're in the middle of a low point what you should do about your marriage, because she ain't going to say nothing that you want to hear or anything that you should hear at that point. Where is my phone? Okay, I had to think about it. Let's see. I feel like 40 plus and 50 plus is just becoming a thing. 50 plus is, oh, okay. I'm a trend. Let me be a trend. I'll take that trend. I need it. I have seen where people have said if you're 50, get your butt on YouTube, and butt might not be the word that they use. But I was like, not if you're 50 and foolish. Because I must have tuned in to somebody and honest to goodness, she might have chronologically been 50. And don't get me wrong, I get out there, I roller skate, I go out, I have a good time, but it was just she was acting very youngish. It was a bit difficult to see. But I mean, I maybe that's trending. Maybe I'm too dinosaurish. So I don't know about that. Mm-mm. You're a few more years toward trending. I don't know. 50 is the new 40. We're going to say that. Gen X has always been cool kids. Hello. The 90s were a vibe. I almost feel bad for people who didn't experience the 90s. Like that was just, 90s was, I can't think of anything that the 90s had that was just like, absolutely not, including the stacked bangs. I don't know if y'all remember that. We used to tease our bangs up. Had about 3 hairstyles at one time. You had the slick back, almost the mohawk, the tall bangs. You had a ponytail. Like you had it all going on. So, but then nothing beat out the doobie wrap. That was it. Once the wrap came, that changed the whole hair game for me. Let's see. Your favorite era. Yes. Including the fashion. Because now you still see people trying to emulate the 90s. It never went out of style for me. I've still got all my stuff. When they told us just recently, throw out your skinny jeans, those are not in style. I bet I wear my skinny jeans a lot, especially with boots. So I don't know what they're talking about. Stuff don't go out of style. It just gets recycled. You just sit back and wait long enough. It'll be recycled. If I don't sound like somebody's grandma for real saying that. But anywho, what else is going on with y'all? Who has New Year's Eve plans? Because I have none. Remember, I just got dumped. Oh, yeah. So after I don't know if I finished saying that, but after I was telling him I didn't agree with that and I left, why did he still text telling me he thinks I didn't get his point? I didn't quite understand what he was saying. It wasn't like he was saying that men are more valuable than women. We are just of equal value. Or no, your hands didn't go equal. His value was a mess. But yeah, I told him, hey, it's fine. I don't even want you to settle for somebody like me. I want you to do well. I need you to do better. You can do it, buddy. I'm not it for you. So I took that being dumped. Let me see. Personally, my outfit is definitely from the 90s. All right. So which books have I been reading lately? I'm currently reading The Mastery of, is it Live, and rereading The Four Agreements. Why do I think I've heard of that? The Four Agreements sounds familiar to me, but I haven't read it. I know I haven't. It might be something that's on my list. I have been reading. I had to pull up my phone and try to find out some of what I've been reading. Well, most of my reading list is my DEIB, and I'm on hold for some other books. Like one of the books, How the Word is Passed by Clint Smith. I don't know if you've ever, oh, that's not showing up. But anyway, it's How the Word is Passed by Clint Smith is what I'm on hold for. He's a guy, you might see him sometimes on YouTube. So I ended up coming across him, was it a TED Talks or something some time ago? And then I found out he was an author. He's a very good poet type of thing. Let's see. I've read the Four Agreements and it was good. I'm gonna have to get that. The Alchemy. Let me let me put that on my holds list. In fact, let me just take a quick picture of what y'all are chatting so that I can do it. There we go. Because I do look for stuff to read. I'm supposed to be binge watching TV. I haven't even been doing that. I've been, stuff like this takes up time. So figuring out how to screw things in the walls and getting my curtains together, returning curtains. I still haven't finished my living room. That stuff takes time for me and energy. And then it gets dark so fast, Christmas shopping and all the things. I got a ton of stuff that I said I was going to do during this break. I've done not a ton of stuff. I haven't even gotten around to half of it. I haven't even filmed like I said I was going to film. That plus running my mother around. Kay's journey. Hey, Kay, she's another one. Let's see. My daughter is sharing videos of the 90s. It was a true vibe. Yes, indeed. So much so that our children are in their 20s. And that's what I just said. They are emulating that style. She's another person. She does mostly lives. I was just saying, I want to make sure that anyone who does any content here on YouTube, put your name on there, share it out. Kay does a really good job of getting a good live audience. I don't get a good live audience, but people end up running my videos back. So I appreciate that love. My bedroom decor looks good. Thank you. I'm working on it because, Tanya, I'm going to tell you, the doors are white. The trim is white. The walls are white. Even the floor is not white, but it's a very light, we used to call it blonde wood color. I don't know what they call it now, but everything is just so light. I felt like I needed to add layers and colors and texture in here. Somebody asked me before if yellow is my favorite color. It's actually not. Black is my favorite color, but my living room furniture is yellow now. My Temu bench is yellow. My curtain is yellow, plus a little beige for anyone who didn't see that before. But I like to add a little bit of character in here. So I've got some silver and gold. I put up the same painting that I had before. Hope y'all aren't getting dizzy. That's over my TV. And it also has silver and gold in it. But yeah, that's kind of my style. I like it when I see people with tons of layers and colors and stuff that works out. But I don't have, like, for me, it's too much. It starts getting a little too busy for me. So, but the white on white on white on white on white on white on more white with white and a side of white, that was a lot. I needed to put something else in here. And it's hard for me to want to do a lot because this is just a rental. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of money. I need to stop looking at myself. I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on the rental. Rest is important, yeah. And I usually run myself around going crazy, thinking I need to do something. I'm super duck. I got something to prove. I don't need to do all that. But anywho, that's what's going on. Let's see, what else have I got? In my family life, not much is going on. Santa, I like the way my daughter did the Santa thing. I was full on. And the Santa debate, my daughter and I had it back and forth when my granddaughter was very little, because I still wanted her to do Santa with her, because there's something about just the whole magic of Christmas. And I wanted her to have that magic, right? But I do remember with my daughter being an only child, I kind of got to extend her belief further than most people would. So she was in second grade. And I was like, okay, I can't let her go back to school and have this whole big fight. I know as a first grade teacher, the debate goes back and forth with the kids as to whether or not Santa is real. Half of them believe he is and half of them believe he's not. But I would say about 90% of them believe that elves are real. So come St. Patrick's Day, we'll be doing that. Now, yeah, that's a huge deal for them, but that they believe. Santa, back and forth. And so and they asked me to settle it. And the only way I can settle it is just to say he only visits the houses of people who believe in him. Like, that's about it. But I remember when I had to talk to my daughter and tell her that Santa was not real. Next thing I know, she started asking about, what about the tooth fairy? I was like, okay, well, no. What about how? No. And then she finally, this is the part that broke my heart. She finally gets down to it and she was like, well, dang, what about God? Is God real, mommy? Like, am I taking away everything? And when she said that, that's when I felt the pain. Like, uh oh, has this Santa thing kind of made it less believable for God? And I was like, God is very real. He really is real. You hear him, you feel him, you did, and he's year round. Like, I had to really emphasize that. So now, fast forward some years, and she was debating whether or not she would do that with her daughter. I was like, yeah, I want her to have the magic of it. But the way she does it is Santa buys one big gift and the family buys all the rest of the gifts. Santa's gift came in Santa gift wrap paper. And that's how she was able to distinguish the difference between Santa's big gift, which was a tablet, a Chromebook, whatever that thing is called. I think it's called a tablet. And then all the family gifts were all the other stuff that she got, such as gift cards and all those things. Because, she wanted her credit too. I wasn't mad at it. Have a wonderful afternoon. You have to jump back on your Teams call. Thank you so much for stopping by. That's what my daughter believed too. So I put the kibosh on that. Yeah, I don't know. The joy of them believing it is almost squelched by the pain of having to tell them, yeah, that the big guy up there, that ain't real. The other big guy, that's a real one, but I don't know. That's kind of how that went. New Year's Eve, I don't usually go out or do a whole lot of spectacular stuff because people, I don't know about your city, but in my city, they cut up a little bit. And I've never understood the idea of shooting guns into the air because unless you're absolutely stupid, those bullets come down somewhere. And so every year almost we have to hear about some innocent child being shot in a place that they should never be shot, in their bed, in the safety of their own home, or like that's the crazy stuff to me. So yeah, it gets a little crunkish here. And plus, I'm that person usually when I go out, I'm kind of back in fairly early. Whereas before, like now, the time that I come back in, that used to be the time back in the day that I was just now creeping up out the door. I wasn't walking out until about 11, going on midnight or something like that. But now I'm trying my best, breaking necks and stepping on people to get back home before that time. So things have definitely changed. Let's see, there'll be a family gathering at my parents'. We tend to, yeah, we don't tend to go out at all. I went to Times Square once as a teen and never to do that again. Really like to be at home. That's one thing I have said I would want to do is experience New Year's Eve in New York. But other than that, New York doesn't have a lot of appeal. Like to me, I have specific things that I want to do in certain cities. Specifically, I'll go to New York to experience the Garment District or to experience a Broadway play or to experience New Year's Eve. And after that, I want to leave. I don't like big cities that are kind of dirty. Kansas City is a small, small city, in my opinion. It's super small. But yeah, bigger cities, like I like visiting Chicago. I can't see myself living in Chicago. I enjoy visiting Miami. I don't want to live there. I could live in the border, a city somewhere outside of it for that weather. That weather calling me. Plus Florida, I feel like y'all need my vote. I come to Florida to get y'all's votes together. But hey, we need our votes together here too. So I feel like though the coastal areas, let me not get political, but I'll just say I'm not big on big cities. Not too big and dirty cities. I went to New Orleans and that is not too big of a city. It broke my heart though, because I don't know if people from there can tell or if other people who visit can smell, but it still smells wet to me. And I've never like I've been to Miami. I've been to cities that are wetter. I've been in Houston and it's rained a lot in Houston. But I was so sad, and unless it was psychological, I swear New Orleans smells wet. Like you ever go in a house and the basement has a wet smell and you're like, no, there's a water problem here and you don't buy it or move there. That New Orleans has that kind of wet smell to me. And I don't know if it was psychological or what, but the person I was with said they didn't. Some of the people I visited said they didn't really smell it, but a few other people said, yeah, it does smell. I have smelled wetness before. So I don't know, but I'm also one of those people who's texture sensitive. I smell things a lot of people don't smell. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she had asked me if I wanted my drink in a glass or a cup. I was like, generally prefer a cup if I have a choice, because I wash my dishes with bleach and stuff. So maybe I think that kills the smell. But I can smell glass sometimes. Like if I'm drinking something and I smell that glass smell, it just makes me sick, and I can't even describe it because I can't think of anything else that really smells like glass but glass. So there are some smells that I pick up on that some people don't pick up on. But yeah, that it was interesting to smell that there. Again, for my New Year's Eve, I probably won't do anything other than what I normally do, which is fix seafood, chill out. I don't even lie to myself and say I'm going to be up for the count. I be out for the count. I don't make it to the midnight count because, and to do what else? No, I'm good. So that'll be me staying in for New Year's. All right, we was been on here half an hour already. Ain't talked about nothing at all. But I'll take that back. I did talk about that Tiny Melissa trip. That's kind of a big deal. I hope that grows legs and takes off. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you get onto her channel, Tiny Melissa, and it should be her very last video when she's asking about it. And just, put a hands up emoji or something like that to let her know that you're interested in the trip too. Tell her I sent you. I did. I don't care. Tell on me. But like I said, she posted the video herself. So I don't feel like it's out of my reach to invite other people who are in the 50 plus club who might want to go. So do that. With that said, I guess I'm going to get my little happy parts off. I ain't talking about a whole heck of a lot. Thank you all so much for stopping in, saying hello. If you haven't said hello yet, make sure you do so that your name is in the chat. Be sure to hit the like button. I would appreciate that very much. And if you know anybody interested in joining my 50 plus club, share me out and let them know about me. Y'all take care. You have a good one too, Zarina. See you next time. Bye-bye.